Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's that time again here in Spain, and I'm just going to show you again the streets. They're clapping for all the medical workers and all the people that are helping out with the crisis right now. I think the camera on my phone's better. It's really beautiful. I did not plan these for this to happen at that time, but it worked out very beautifully yesterday. So today is day 2. It's day 5 of quarantine for me here in Barcelona. I've actually been quarantined a little bit longer than that because I just knew this was coming. I'm going to try to get this straight. Okay, so pulse on today. My thought was I wanted to talk about emotional eating today and help you tap for it because I know that that's what I was doing the first couple of days that I was in quarantine and the first couple of days that, everybody was going into lockdown. And as I said, I'm a couple days ahead of you guys, and I've been able to kind of clear this shit faster so that I have a little bit of a head start and I can be in a better place for where you're at. So if you're here, just type me a comment, let me know where you're tuning in from, and send me some hearts and some love so I know you're here, because I love to see that. And it helps me feel like I'm not talking to myself. Okay. So if you are a tapper, or if you're brand new to tapping, one of the things that you need to know about, the tapping that I'm going to do today is that this is not traditional tapping. I started tapping when I was a teenager, basically, and, really struggled with my weight and emotional eating, and I could never get regular tapping to work for me. And so, I don't know, about 8 years ago now, I think I channeled a new technique because it was given to me, and it helped me cure my emotional eating, and it's the technique that I've been using and teaching in my work for a long time now. And it's really, really helpful for people, especially if you are eating emotionally. So the difference between regular tapping and this kind of tapping is that regular tapping typically has you say a script. And we did some of that yesterday, which there's definitely a time and a place for scripts. But what I found when it comes to emotional eating and with weight, the scripts don't really work very well. And a lot of times you have to know what's bothering you in order to allow it to work. And that's what was always really hard for me, is when I was eating emotionally, I could never figure out what was wrong. I couldn't figure out why I was eating emotionally. It was just, I wanted food and I didn't know why. So what we're going to do today is a bit different. It's going to be a lot of visualization. But while you're visualizing, I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. While you're visualizing, you're going to be tapping the whole time. And hopefully I'll remember to tap through all the points with you. So just follow along with me. If you don't know what tapping is, we're going to be tapping on different acupressure points throughout the body, throughout the face and the body. And what you will find is that your desire for food will go down significantly, if not completely, by the time we're done with this. So the other thing that I want to say too is that, I don't know if you're following the news as closely as I am. I'm going to stop soon because it's just driving me crazy and it's bringing me down. But for the first couple of weeks, I was using it just to be informed. But there's a lot of good news happening right now. The oldest patient, who's 103, recovered from coronavirus. They've shut down all the coronavirus hospitals in China. People are out. Apple has opened up all their stores in China, like 42 stores in China. people are out and businesses are opening again. So I just wanted to tell you that even though things are starting to close down, if you're in the States or if you're in Australia, that things will start to open up again. Even here in Italy, they've only been quarantined for about a week and they already have a decline in new cases. So that's really, really good. You guys, we all have to do our part and just, isolate for a while. And I'm writing a lot about it. I'm using this time to be really creative. After a couple of days, I finally dropped into it and I'm really allowing and accepting. Tomorrow I'm going to talk more about what I've been doing and kind of sharing some of the tips and the advice that I have from, it'll be 6 days in quarantine. But today let's tackle the emotional eating thing, because I know for me that was a really big thing. The very first thing that I want to say to you is that if you're eating emotionally or if you're overeating right now, it's totally, totally normal. Okay. I teach this stuff. I haven't eaten emotionally forever and I started doing it. And I didn't even realize I was doing it because I don't count my calories and I don't watch what I eat anymore because it's just not something I do. And after the second day, I was like, wait a second, I don't feel good. I feel pretty stuffed. I'm probably eating my feelings. And when I really looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, there's something big going on here. But that's the beauty of this technique, is that I stopped and I was like, okay, what's going on? I did the technique. I figured out what was bothering me, healed it, fine. Okay. So, sometimes, what do I want to say about this? There's a lot to say. So I teach entire classes on this. I teach entire weeks of classes on this. So I'm going to try to fit as much as I can into a 30-minute or less video, because I know that we all have, limited, we don't really have limited time. We all have a lot of time right now. But I know that people don't like to hang on videos for that long. So there's a lot that I can say about that technique. I'm just going to walk you through it. The number one thing that I want you to remember, though, is if you have been overeating, just allow it. Okay. So once I caught myself overeating, I didn't shame myself. I didn't judge myself. It was more like, oh, that's interesting. And then I knew what to do about it. Right. And so I think, and then I took action because I knew what to do about it. So I think that, the first step and the biggest thing that, if I could give you any advice about this right now, is to just, even if you feel like you need to just allow yourself a couple of days, give yourself some grace, allow yourself a couple of days to just go to town and just eat and feel that pleasure, because when we are really, really stressed, eating things like chocolate and sweets and junky food actually increases our serotonin levels. And that's actually what everybody needs right now. So if you're doing that, it's not going to make you feel great in a couple of days, but if you need that right now, just allow yourself to do it. The worst thing that you can do right now is to shame and judge yourself, because what that ends up doing is that ends up leading to this perpetual overeating, emotional eating. It becomes a cycle, and it becomes, weeks and weeks of feeling bad about yourself. Okay. So let's just everybody take a nice deep breath. I'm going to ground into this moment. And connect with all of you. Thank you for those of you that are here live. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is, in the chat box, please tell me how strong your emotional eating is right now on a scale from 0 to 10. So what most people do when they want to eat emotionally is, or when they're eating emotionally, is they're constantly thinking about food. And if you follow me, or if you're watching this video, you probably have an awareness now where you know you're not just hungry all the time, right? You know that there might be something emotional going on. So I want you to think about, some people have times that it's the worst, like at night, or maybe right after you watch the news, or maybe when you're thinking about your parents or your grandparents, or if you have health issues or financial issues, so put yourself, what we're going to do is we're going to actually bring up the bad feeling. So if the feeling isn't already up, I want you to think about a situation that makes it really, really high. Okay. So not trying to cause you anxiety right now, but we want that anxiety and the emotions to be as high as they possibly can so that you can get the deepest healing on this. Okay. All right. So Karen says it's a 10. Let's see who else. Go ahead and type what your number is on a scale from 0 to 10. So 10 is the highest it could possibly be, and 0 is nothing at all. Okay. So I want you to think about those situations that cause you. Okay. Now, if you're only a 5, I want you to think about, something that would cause it to be a 10 or an 8 to a 10. Okay. So what is it? Is it, going outside? Is it, fear of losing your job? Is it, whatever it is it reading the news? What are those things that make your emotional eating really, really high? Okay. And if it's wine, this works for wine too. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up. So if you're drinking wine or any alcohol, which I have developed a new taste for gluten-free beer here in Spain. They have it everywhere. So yes, if there's any kind of alcohol that you, Tina said I'm a 9, Karen said she's a 10. Okay. Yeah. So tune into, so you have to do one, either alcohol or food. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you, about my own story, I don't know if you follow me on my email list, but, one of the things that I discovered is that what was causing my emotional eating was a memory from childhood of feeling very unsafe and feeling like there are adults in this house, but nobody is in control. Nobody is the boss. And, it's really interesting that, that's an aspect that I don't think that's ever come up for me around emotional eating. And I think that just is very telling to where the world is and what we're experiencing right now. It kind of feels like the world's chaos. A lot of the systems and the structures that we've believed and that we've trusted in are unstable right now. And so it makes sense that a lot of people feel very anxious and very unstable. But what's so cool about this technique is that we can literally find what it is connected to, go back, heal that wound, and you'll be completely relaxed. Okay. Unsafe. Linda says unsafe. You named it. Yes, absolutely. Linda says financial concerns. My work has shut down. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been laid off already. Okay. All right. So feel those feelings, get those feelings up as high as possible. And, what I want you to do is I want you to start tapping on the karate chop point. Okay. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not step 1. Step 1 is feel the anxiety. Okay. Feel the anxiety. The next step usually is that, or the next action that you take is that you'd go to reach for food, right? You go to reach for food, you put food in your mouth, you calm down, it calms your anxiety. Okay. So I want you to think about, you don't have to have food in front of you, but I want you to think about food being in front of you. Okay. Whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a plate of food. It could be a certain snack that you like. And I want you to feel yourself and feel your body being drawn towards this food, right? The food is like drawing you in like, oh my gosh, it's going to feel so good to eat this, right? Then with both hands, this is the worst part. This is the most painful part. With both hands, I want you to take both hands and I want you to push the food away, arm's length distance out in front of you. Okay. Sit back, start tapping on the karate chop point. This is going to feel like shit. Okay. But I want you to sit in it and just feel it. Okay. Start tapping on the karate chop point. Close your eyes. Feel this bad feeling right now. Okay. Feel this bad feeling right now. And I want you to follow this bad feeling back in time and tell me how old you are. And just go with the very first thing that comes up. Okay, you might see an age, you might feel an age, you might just have a knowing sense of around about what age you were. Okay, start tapping through the points. Just allow your subconscious mind to give you the right answer. Don't fight it. You don't have to find the perfect age. Whatever answer, whatever number you get, that's right. Okay, I want you to just go with your very first instincts around this. Start tapping through the points. I want you to see yourself at that age. And I want you to start walking over to her. Okay, tapping through the points. Get closer and closer and closer to her. And as you get closer, the anxiety is going to increase. Okay, one of the things that we do as emotional eaters is we leave our bodies a lot. Okay, so a lot of us are very empathic, a lot of us are very creative. And so one of the things that we do is when shit hits the fan and shit's unsafe, we leave our bodies. And that's one of the beautiful things about food is food grounds us. Food gives us the ability to feel our stomach, to feel our core, and we actually feel full. Right? And so a lot of people will use food as a way to feel their bodies. Okay. So we've been programmed to pop out of our bodies constantly whenever there's something unsafe happening. Okay. So I want you to, as you get closer to her, you're going to feel more anxious, or him if you're a man. You're welcome to be here too. All right. So keep tapping through the points. I want you to stand right at her back. So she's here and you're standing right here, right outside of her body, tapping through the points here. Okay. Then I want you to take one step more and step inside her body, open your eyes, take a look around, and tell me what's going on, even if you think you're making it up. Okay. Now, something may have happened. Something may just be about to have happened. You could just have a felt sense of something that has happened, but you're not exactly clear what it is. Or some people know right away what it is. Like I said, my feeling was just, I was in my old house as a kid, and I just remember sitting in the hallway feeling like nobody's in charge here. Who's in charge? I just felt very unsafe, very ungrounded. Okay? So it could just be a feeling. It could just be a snapshot in time. Okay. Keep tapping through the points. And I want you to really, really feel and experience what that's like. Now, this might be hard for a lot of you, again, because when you're an emotional eater, we've been programming ourselves to pop out of our bodies. And so one of the things that I'm very, very passionate about doing, and this is why I always teach this in this way, it's very important that you get inside your body, okay? I know it feels like shit right now. Just keep tapping through the points, okay? Your anxiety will probably be even higher than it is. But I want you to say words now about what happened, okay? Or about what you're feeling. I feel scared. Why me? Why weren't you there for me? I'm fucking angry. Okay, whatever it is, I want you to say it out loud if you actually can. Okay, and if there's a slew of words, just let it rip. Okay, but you want to talk about the way that you're feeling, just really, really feel how you're feeling, or you can just make comments about it. Okay, so like, how could you? How dare you? I'm so mad at you. Okay. The goal here is to stay with it and feel your body. Allow yourself to feel these feelings fully, knowing that this is the very last time that you'll ever have to feel this way. Okay. The cool thing about this work is that once you really allow yourself to step into this experience, step into this memory, and allow yourself to feel it fully as you tap through the points, the feelings will go away in just a couple of minutes. So about 30 seconds to another minute here of tapping, and just really allow yourself to boldly step into this feeling and allow yourself to feel all the emotions fully, knowing that you're safe, you're not gonna die, you're right here with me, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. But just keep tapping through the points, really allowing yourself to feel that anxiety, feel those feelings, feel that stress, or feel whatever those emotions are. Yeah, Linda says, popping out of my body, that makes so much sense. Carrie says, I want to hide. I feel like I don't belong here. Okay, good. So really, Carrie, step into that, I don't belong here. What does that feeling feel like? I don't belong here. Okay? Does it feel like shame? Does it feel like embarrassment? Does it feel like I'm not loved? What words would go with that? Why don't you love me? Why don't you accept me? Okay, so just keep tapping through the points. And you'll notice that you probably have already done this. You'll notice that your body will relax, or you'll take a little breath. Okay. And that's how you'll know that it's passed. Okay. So we don't need to get it down to a 0, but we just need to get you to go, oh, okay. I can be in my body. I don't feel as shitty anymore. I don't feel as scared anymore. I can be here in my body. I can feel the bad feelings, but it's okay to be in my body with it. Okay? So keep tapping through the points. Some of you will need more time here than others. Okay? But if you notice that your body relaxed or you took a little breath, you're ready to move on to the next step. Okay? So keep tapping through the points here. Keep tapping through the points. And now what I want you to do is I want you as the adult that you are now, I want you to step inside this memory with your younger self, okay? So keep tapping through the points here. And now your younger self felt scared and sad, right? Or lonely or unsafe. And I want you as the adult that you are to pick her up and put her in your arms and just hug her and love her and give her so much safety and so much connection. The same way you would if there was a little baby girl, 5 or 6 years old or 8 years old, however you were, if she was scared and sad, what would you do? If you have daughters, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have grandchildren, what do you do when they're sad? You pick them up and you hold them and you comfort them, right? Okay, so tapping through the points here, I want you to tell her whatever it is she needs to know right now. You're safe. You're loved. I'm here for you. I'm going to protect you. Just keep tapping through the points. And if there's anything else you want to say to her, just go ahead and do that now as you tap through the points. Take a nice deep breath. And then I want you to stay here with your little version, with the younger version of yourself. You can keep tapping through this part or you can stop tapping. I usually stop tapping. But I want you to feel now you and her surrounded by two huge golden angels that come down from the sky and just wrap the both of you in their wings. Okay, if you don't like angels, you can use white light. Okay, I want you to feel their embrace. I want you to feel them holding you while you hold her. And I want you to imagine that up above you, up at the top, they start sprinkling this white, brilliant light, okay? And it's just washing away anything that's no longer serving you, washing away all the yucky stuff, all of the pain, all the hurts, all the sadness, all the trauma, all the fear, all the anxiety. It's washing all of that away. And I want you to imagine turning like the knob on a shower. I want you to turn it up so that it's even stronger and it's really coming down now. This white crystal light just washing all of that fear, all of the anxiety. Feel it going through your body. Look at it going through her body. And then feel and notice the ground open up and become like a huge vacuum cleaner and just suck it into the earth. What does the earth love? Shit. We actually use shit in the earth to grow more stuff. And so the earth loves to receive your shit. So just allow this white crystal light to just wash away all of the hurt and the pain and the sadness and the trauma and the yucky stuff. Just allow it all to go right through you. And just feel as the earth slurps that up and is so grateful that you gave her your shit, because she's going to make beautiful flowers out of it, or beautiful food. Okay, now part 2 of this is I want you to keep feeling this brilliant white light. And I want you to imagine now that the white light is actually filling you up. So imagine that you are like a container for this white light, okay? So feel this white light going in through your body, and I want you to feel it actually filling up the parts of your body. So feel it, it's filling up your entire head, your neck, your chest, your arms, your lower arms, your fingers, on both sides. Feel this brilliant white crystal light just filling up all of your arms, and it's moving down your chest, filling up your entire solar plexus, your entire chest, filling up your back. Your whole rib cage is filled with brilliant white light, moving down to your abdomen and your stomach and your hips, filling up your legs, filling up your knees, filling up your calves, your ankles, and then your feet. Now you have so much brilliant white light inside of you that it actually can't contain, your body can't contain it anymore. And so it shoots out of your head, it spills out over your heart, it shoots out of your fingertips, and it shoots out of your toe tips. So I want you to feel yourself as this human fountaining this beautiful, brilliant white crystal light. And look down at the little you and look at her fountaining this brilliant white crystal light also. And just feel how good it feels to be fountaining this brilliant white crystal light. Now look down at the little you and ask her how she's feeling, and type it into the chat box. Let me know how she's feeling right now. The next step of this is to take her out of her circumstances, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to, this is one of my favorite parts, we're gonna actually shrink her down into little teeny tiny bite size, okay? So she was already small, but now we're gonna make her really, really small. And you're gonna pick her up and you're gonna put her in your heart, okay? And as you do that, I want you to feel and watch as she grows up inside of you, okay? She gets older and older and older and bigger and bigger and bigger until she becomes you as the adult that you are today. with this new understanding and this new way of seeing that situation. This is the part where your brain might feel a little bit fuzzy right now. You're literally reorganizing the neural pathways in your brain right now. And what we're doing is we've healed a younger version of you that was split off in time from your psyche, and because she didn't understand what was going on. She went through something really traumatic and it freaked her out, and nobody helped her with it. Nobody talked to her about it. And so she's just been kind of living around you. She's been living in your psyche, and she is going to be the first one that's going to warn you about danger. The danger that was similar to what happened to her that last time. She's going to tell you whenever something similar is happening. Okay. And so that's what's happening. That's what she's been doing. That's why she's been causing you to overeat and eat emotionally. And so one of the reasons that we have her grow up inside of you is so that she doesn't have to warn you about this danger anymore, so that she knows that she's safe. You went back in time, you healed her, she's safe now, and she doesn't need to warn you anymore. Okay. So I want everybody to take a nice deep breath. Carrie says, I feel safe, calm. She feels at peace, loved. Happy that my adult self was with my little self. Absolutely. She's so happy to see me and receive my love. Tina says, so much calmer now. That's beautiful. I love the growing up bit. Yeah, absolutely. Taylor, yeah, this will be on replay. All right, so take a nice deep breath, and I want you to think about the emotional eating and tune into that. And on a scale from 0 to 10, tell me how strong it is. Leave that in the chat box. Oh no, where'd my chat go? Yeah, this is live, Taylor. We're live right now, but we're going to leave this video up. Okay, so if you want to make sure that you can come back to this video, the very best thing to do is hit the share button. That's going to save it to your wall, okay? Sometimes we move these videos around and people can't find them. So if you click the share button right now, if you want to come back to this, which I'm sure you will over the next coming weeks, I'm going to make a playlist of all of these videos. We're going live again for 7 days. This is day 2. So I'm going live. I'm going to tap with you on just whatever's coming up for you. And, yeah, so you're probably going to want to come back to this. And if you do, then just the safest way to know how to find it is to click that share button, and then it'll be on your wall, and you know that you can log into your own Facebook account and you'll find it on your wall. Okay. Marcella said, none, I'm feeling safe. Linda says, I'm feeling a 3. Okay, Linda, you might need to do this again. Okay, awesome. Ready to take a nap. I forgot about the food in front of me. Yay, that's awesome. Dottie said 4, much more relaxed. Amazing. Taylor says, thank you, love your work. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so that's it today. I just wanted to leave you with that short, very powerful video technique that you can use over and over again. If you liked this, please share it with your friends. If you think it's helpful for anybody else that you know that's struggling with this, pretty much anybody, even if they don't know what tapping is, can follow along with this. So if you have friends that are struggling, I know we're getting a lot of messages from people that are struggling right now. If you know anybody that needs this message, make sure you pass it on to them. I'm going to be here. I'm supporting you. I am going to be your certainty in very uncertain times. I'm going to be showing up every day for the next 5 more days at this exact same time. So tune in here and we will tap and we will clear and we will help you get through this, because we are all in this together, and I'm here to serve you and I'm here to help. Sending you guys lots of love.